This conference will now be recorded.
Hello to everyone. I hope you are doing well. Today's topic is linear function and lesson objectives. It's horizontal and vertical graphs, how to draw graphs accurately, and equation of the straight line. And we will talk about how to sketch the graphs. So before we will start to talk about the linear function, I wanted to talk with you about the basic things like coordinate plane. I hope you remember from your previous classes that the horizontal line is x-axis, vertical line it's y-axis, and the center where we have dot point 0 is origin. For x-axis, positive values is on the right side from the origin, and negative values from the left side or from the origin. And for y-axis, positive values it's up, negative values it's down. About the points, how we can plot the points on the coordinate plane. We have to know that before we wanted to start to plot any point, first digit should be shown on x-axis, and second digit, which we have in the bracket, x and y should be on y-axis. Like here, -3 and 4. -3 should be on x-axis, and 4 should be on y-axis. 3 and 4, 3 on x-axis, and 4 second digit on y-axis. About 5 and -4, 5 on x-axis because it's first digit, -4 second digit should be on y-axis. And all of them, as I said before. 2 and 0, yeah. About 2 and 0. If it's 2 and 0, you have to pay attention. 0 stayed on the place of y, and y, it means like we don't have y, we have just x. That's why we have to show 2 on x-axis, and also we see that this is on the place of the first digit, x, and y is equal to 0, so no points on y-axis, just 2 and 0 should be shown on x-axis. 0 and -3. In this case, x is equal to 0, but y is equal to like some digit, integer, -3. That's why we don't need to show this 0 on x-axis, we just have to show -3 on y, and that's all. Just show on -3 point and give the name, let's say like that, 0 and -3 for this point. Horizontal and vertical graphs. For example, you will have a equation like y is equal to 2. It means like you have to find this point on y-axis. It's here, 1, 2. Also, it's positive. We know that positive values for y-axis should be up, 1, 2. Then, after you show this point, you have to draw the line through this graph, and it will be graph for this equation y is equal to 2. Also, you have to know that if we know that y-axis, it's the vertical line, but the graph will be horizontal, as you can see. Next, if it will be equation like x is equal to 4, x equal to 4, it means like we have to find on x-axis point 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, positive value, right side from origin. Then we have to draw through this point line, and it will be the graph for this equation x is equal to 4. And again, the same thing. We know that x, it's the horizontal line, x-axis I mean. But the graph for x is equal to 4 will be vertical. How to draw graph accurately? For example, we have some function y is equal to 2x plus 1. If they ask you to draw graph accurately, it means like you have to use this table. In this table for x, you can use any values which you want. But there is given -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Actually, it's enough if you will use -1, 0, and 1, but again, they also gave you if x is equal to -1, y will be equal to -1. How they did it? it means like we have to substitute instead of x this value -1, 2 times -1 will be -2. -2 plus 1 will be -1. The same happens with x which is equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, 2 times 0, 0 plus 1, 1. That's why y is equal to 1. If x is equal to 1, you see, x is equal to 1. Instead of x, I will substitute and write 1. Y is equal to 2 times 1 plus 1. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. And instead of y is written 3. If x is equal to 2, x equal to 2, instead of x will be 2, 2 times 2, 4 plus 1, 5. Instead of y, values for y will be 5. And 3 and 7, the same thing. 2 times 3, that's 3, will be 6 plus 1, 7. Then we have to show these points on coordinate plane. What I mean when I'm talking about the points. First point, it is if x is equal to -1, y equal to -1 also. So this is the first point, -1 and -1. And it's shown here, -1 and -1. Then, if x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. X equal to 0, as I said before, we don't need to show it on axis, but we have y equal to 1. And I just have to show this point here. Then, if x is equal to 1, y is equal to 3. X equal to 1, y equal to 3. If x is equal to 2, y is equal to 5. 2 and 5. If x is equal to 3, y is equal to 7. 3 and 7. After you will show all these points, you have to draw the line through these all points, and it will be graph for function y is equal to 2x plus 1. Next example. We will talk right now about the equation of the straight line. How we can draw the graph without using this table, which we had before. What we have to know. The standard form for the linear function for the straight line is y equal to mx plus c. What is m and what is c? M is slope, or you can say gradient. Actually, it's the same thing, but you have to know both of them. And c, y-intercept. What does it mean, y-intercept? It means like this point, you have to show always on y-axis. Is the intersection point with y-axis. But slope, what does it mean? What is the meaning of the word, of this word m? It means like exactly the direction of your function. Let's see it on example. We have some function y is equal to 3x plus 6. If we will look at the standard form, m is equal to 3. Then look at the c. On the place of c, we have 6. So m is equal to 3, c is equal to 6. Also, I said that c is equal to 6. It means like y-intercept equal to 6. So on y-axis, I will show this point 6. But I have to find x-intercept also if I wanted to draw the exactly straight line. So what I have to do, I have to write that all this right side, this expression 3x plus c equal to 0. It means like y should be equal to 0. So if you wanted to find some point on x-axis, it means like y should be equal to 0. That's why 3x plus 6 and instead of y will be 0. And I have to solve this equation. Positive 6 on another side will be negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 3 will be negative 2. X is equal to negative 2. So this point I have to show on x-axis, negative 2. And then I have to connect these 2 points, negative 2 and 6, drawing one straight line. Example 2. Y is equal to negative 2x minus 5. We know that standard form is y equal to mx plus c. On the place of m, we have negative 2. On the place of c, we have negative 5. Also, I said that c, it's y-intercept, so we have to show this point, negative 5, on y-axis. Y-axis, negative values is down here. Then I have to find x-intercept, I'm so sorry. So if you wanted to find x-intercept, y should be equal to 0. So all this expression, negative 2x minus 5, should be equal to 0. Then I have to solve it as usual. I solve all the equations. Negative 5 on another side, I mean from x sign equal, will be positive. Here, positive 5. Then positive 5 divided by negative 2, because between negative 2 and x we have sign multiplication. 5 divided by negative 2 will be negative 2.5. And this point, negative 2.5, I have to show on x-axis, negative 2.5 here. Then I have to connect this point and draw the line. And as you notice, if m is negative, as I said before, gradient, it means direction. Negative, so line will be decreasing line. So from the top to the bottom. Let's look at the previous one. Here, m was positive. It's positive, it means like should be increasing. And you can see that from the bottom to the top, your line increased. So I hope you get all of them. Thank you for your attention.